everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since I've posted a video, but that's because I ended up spilling hot tea on my MacBook Pro. I got it around 7 years ago, so it did live a long life, but it was still kicking, so I'm kind of upset about that. But the good news is I ended up getting a brand new MacBook Air M2 in the color Starlight. So I'm going to be unboxing this brand new MacBook Air with you and sharing my first impressions. So let's get to unboxing it. Okay, let's do this. I've been waiting so long for this moment. This is the box. It might be a little bit bright to be able to see it, but I'll give you a little close up. So this is it. It comes in a plastic film. So I'm just going to rip that off very nicely. And we're left with the box. And here she is in all her glory, wrapped in nice packaging. It's just nicely wrapped. It's got everything underneath that you need. So first off is the little design by Apple in California. It's got all the information of the different ports and everything that are in the MacBook, and I will go through that a little bit later. And of course, in here are the little stickers in case you want to use them in the nice Starlight color. What was really nice about the MacBook Air M2 was it incorporated the MagSafe charger once again, and a plus to this is the fact that the cord is braided as opposed to covered in that like rubbery texture that eventually just peels off. Like mine is destroyed, my charger that for my other MacBook. But yeah, it is a USB-C and then the MagSafe. So you won't have to worry about dragging your laptop off the table. I've heard that that's an issue when it's the USB-C into the MacBook because it sticks in and then you can damage your computer. I did love the fact that it was the MagSafe as well. I upgraded to the faster charger. So just checking my notes to make sure I don't give you any false information. This is the 67 watt USB-C power adapter. So it's just a bit faster, but it only has one USB-C hole, whereas there is an option to do 2 USB-C ports in the charger, but it won't be as fast as this one. This was, I believe, $30 Canadian as an upgrade, as well as the other one if you wanted 2. So you can't charge 2 devices at once, but I didn't find that to be a big deal. I would rather just have it be a faster charge. So that's what's in there. I'm just gonna leave them there for now and get to the main event, which is the MacBook. So just to give you some information, this is the 13.6 inch liquid retina display with True Tone. As I said, it has the MagSafe charging port. My configuration is 8-core CPU and 8-core GPU with a 16-core neural engine. I did upgrade to the 16GB unified memory just with 256 gigabytes SSD storage. So let's unwrap it. So this is it. This is my brand new MacBook Air M2 in the Starlight color. It's so much nicer than the gold color with the M1. It's like almost silver, but it has just a gold tinge, which I really like. Just to compare sizing with my old MacBook Pro, let me show you. So this is the MacBook Pro that I had. It is an early 2015 MacBook Pro. I don't remember exactly the information, but early 2015, and this is the thickness compared to the MacBook Air. So it is quite thin, but it doesn't have that signature MacBook Air like slimming in the front, which I'm fine with because I never had a MacBook Air. So it is a little bit thinner than this one, which I like. So let's open it up. So this is what you get when you first open it up. It says hello in many different languages. You're getting a bit of the glare, sorry. I'm gonna pick English. It just has a generic setup process. So I picked my language, I picked my country, I set up Wi-Fi, and then I'm just going to continue with the steps until it's all done. So if you have information on another Mac or a Windows PC, you can transfer it to this Mac. You can also transfer information from a Time Machine backup or another startup disk. So I do actually have a backup that I did, luckily, like a couple weeks before my old laptop died from the tea incident. But I think I'm gonna start fresh on this MacBook because I still have access to that backup and I can pull files and do whatever I need. So how do you want to transfer your information? So I'm just going to say not now because I'm not gonna do that. And then I'm gonna sign in with my Apple ID. So I'm just gonna put that in real quick and move on to the next step. Then it has you accept their terms and conditions. And then it has you create a computer account. So I'm just doing my name and then I'm going to have a password. Keep it simple because I'm the only account that is gonna be on this laptop. So next up, which is something that I'm not used to, is the Touch ID. Of course, I had a Touch ID on an old iPhone. Now I just have the swipe up version and the Touch ID is just up here. So all I have to do here is set it up basically. And then it's having me choose my look. So whether light, dark, or auto, I think I'm gonna do auto for now at least. And that is the gist of the MacBook Air setup process. There was a few things that I wanted to jump into system preferences just to change because I'm used to a trackpad where there's just a tap to click. And so I checked that box and then went through a couple other settings just to see if there was anything else that I wanted to change, but nothing here at least. Then I went over to the dock and keyboard settings because I wanted to play around with just the dock size and see whether I wanted to have a smaller or larger dock. I ended up actually changing the automatically hide and show the dock so that it would appear when I would bring my mouse down to the bottom and disappear when it was gone, just to maximize screen real estate when working in Final Cut and other applications that just require a lot of room on the screen to make edits and things like that. Okay, let's talk about my first impressions of the new MacBook Air M2. So first off, I'm obsessed with the color compared to the silver. So this is my deceased silver MacBook Pro, but looking at the color difference, that subtle gold gives it the most aesthetic touch. It is definitely thinner, a bit smaller, obviously because the MacBook Air does not have fans compared to the MacBook Pro. I'm hoping I don't see an issue with that. I don't edit 4K videos or above, so I'm hoping that I will be fine, especially with the 16GB RAM upgrade that I did make in the MacBook Air. Let's talk about the design a little bit. So the one thing that I'm gonna have to get used to is the notch in the screen. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I kind of wish it was seamless like the other ones, but at least you get a bit more screen real estate. That's like the only plus, even though you're compromising with the notch, but that's just a personal preference. At least the camera is better quality. It's 1080 from what I remember. Yes, so 1080p FaceTime HD camera, which is awesome. I don't have any opinions on the touch bar being there or not. I know a lot of people did not love the touch bar. I never had a touch bar, so I have no opinion on the touch bar. Everything else is pretty similar to what I'm used to, except I can already tell it's much faster. Even with the few little things I have been doing, really nothing much. The one real thing that led me to getting the M2 over the M1 refurbished version or something to save some money was the fact that it has the MagSafe +2 2 USB-C ports in the side. I work exclusively off of an SSD external hard drive, so I need at least the spot to charge, the USB-C spot to plug in my external SSD, and then if I'm using an external monitor, which is usually the case, I needed that spot to connect an HDMI, which I do have a little adapter that I already got months ago for Christmas, so I'm happy that I'll be able to put it to use. I was worried that if I did get the M1 or even the MacBook Pro M2, I'm pretty sure that only has the one USB-C port. I just wanted to have the ability to have the two. I know you can plug multiple things into the adapter. I just didn't know if that was the most efficient way to go about it. I'm not really a tech expert also. This is more so just my opinions and my unboxing of the new MacBook Air and my thoughts on it, as well as a little comparison between the MacBook Pro early 2015. I know that's quite a jump. Not many people are going to be making that jump, and a lot of people have also said that there are some issues with the SSD in 256 gigabytes, but because I'm making such a large jump between my early 2015 MacBook Pro and this MacBook Air, I feel like I'm not gonna have so much of an issue. All in all, I'm very excited to get started posting on YouTube again and having a new MacBook Air. With that being said, I really appreciate you watching this video. If you did like it, please give it a like and comment down below. Are you thinking of getting the new MacBook Air M2? And what color are you thinking? Silver, Starlight, Space Gray, or Midnight? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and support this channel. I would really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.